On today's episode of the Good Vibes Garage, we've got a leaky fiberglass shower pan that's leaking at the drain up there. Right where the gasket mates with the bottom of the floor. And so we detected this. It was leaking down to the trap here and dropping on the floor. And so the main reason for the leak is because this lazy shower installer didn't set it in mortar, didn't set it in anything. And so as you step on that pan, you get some flex. And that cracks the plumber's putty that they've got on the top side there, which I'll show you in a second. And so our first step before we take it apart is going to be to shim the underside of the fiberglass tub. So we're doing that by taking some 2x4 chunks and cutting them to size, and then we are wedging those in there so we've got some rigidity to the underside of our tub, so when we do fix that, it won't crack again. Now each one of these needed a perfectly customized size, so I knew which ones went where. I labeled those and then put them up between the subfloor and the fiberglass and lightly hammered them in so they are stuck in place. We've got our last shim in here, and that is in place really good. Back to the top side, we are in the shower just checking those 2x4 shims that we added. I walked on these and I think they accomplished what we were trying to achieve, adding some rigidity around the drain so that when you're showering, this pan isn't flexing up and down that cracks what's under your drain here. So let's get this taken apart and then we will reassemble it and hopefully fix the leak. It's just really discouraging when you see a contractor or a plumber like this take shortcuts, and luckily for me, I don't have a finished basement, but leaks like this can be disastrous if you've got a finished level below where it leaks. So first we're going to take these two screws off. Other showers are different. Some snap in. This one's got these two stainless steel screws. If you do drop one down, try not to, but if you do, make sure you replace them with stainless steel. Otherwise they will rust. Got those screws out. Can take off the drain. And now some showers have it where you use like a keyed tool, or you can use needle nose pliers. On this shower, they've got the bump outs where the screws go, where we can get a set of channel locks in there and twist it counterclockwise to loosen the threaded connection that is glued down there in the pipe. So you can see there's our riser, and then we've got our glued female threaded connection there, and this is the male connection that is threaded. See there where plumber's putty isn't going to get the best coverage, and when this dries out and then warms up or cools down, shrinks, cracks, you're going to have leaks going through these threads and leaking at the gasket down here, which you can see. We've got our male connection all cleaned off. Used a flathead screwdriver in between those threads to get out any old plumber's putty. We cleaned the underside of the flange here where we're going to caulk around here. We're going to caulk around the drain in the fiberglass tub, and then we're going to set this gasket on top of the female connection, and then tighten everything up and let it cure for 24 hours. So I did not get the reassembly on camera. It was getting late trying to finish the job. But a few days later, things have been working great. Use some GE 100% silicone bath and kitchen products. Under the lip of that male connector, I put a circle like I showed you guys on the underside of that male connector, and then also put another bead around the underside of the tub before I set it in. And your main goal, what you're trying to do, is create a seal between the fiberglass and that male connector as you tighten it down. The gasket underneath is really there to just absorb any flex you get from temperature changes, or we tried to eliminate, like we said in our first step, the most important thing, shim the underside of that tub so you don't get any flex there. And things have been working great. Using this silicone instead of the plumber's putty should provide a nice long-term solution.